All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the walkthrough. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at keywords, okay? Because that's what search campaigns are all about. They're all about the keywords, okay? And so then we're going to talk about the ad copy, how to write that, how to write your headlines, and then how to write your descriptions. And we kind of already talked about your landing page. I might show y'all an example or two, but we're really going to focus on keywords, keyword research, and ad copy. All right. So let's go here. I hope you all can still see my screen here. So if you have never created an ad campaign before, a Google Ads campaign before, you're going to go to google.com, just go to google.com, and you're going to make sure that you are logged into the account, the Google account that you want your ads to be set up under. So if it's a business account, that's preferred. You typically don't want to do this under a personal account. You want to have a Google business account. And so you're going to make sure you're logged in there, get logged in by clicking this and clicking the login button and logging in. Then you're going to click on these dots here. This will open up the different apps. You're going to scroll down till you see this weird looking here. And this is for Google Ads. And so you're going to click on that. And then that's going to prompt you to sign in or get started. So if this is signing in for a Google Ads account, okay, this is not asking you to sign in to your Google account. This is asking you to sign in for your Google Ads account. I'm not going to create a new account here. You just click start now and it's going to walk you through it. All you have to do, the steps that we're going to be skipping over here is just you putting in your name, your location, and a card. Okay, a card. They want to make sure to get that fast, right? So they get that first thing. So you're going to put in just your information and a card for them to charge the ads to. And then it will move you to where we are going to start. Okay, so by skipping this section, we're not missing out on a whole lot here. So then let's see here. All right. So let's say we just created our Google Ads campaign, or not our campaign, but our Google Ads account. We put in our card, we put in all our basic information. We just followed the prompts and we come here. This is our Google Ads dashboard. Okay, that's what this is here. And so you can see this is brand new. There's nothing here, there's just a little bit of information, but we haven't created anything yet. So we are going to create a campaign. So you can either click new campaign or click create up here, and that will create a campaign. So we're going to create a new campaign. And so we're going to name it. It's optional, but we're going to name it. We're going to skip the website URL for now. But if you have a website, preferably, you just go ahead and put it in here. But I'm going to click. And so this is where the nuance kind of comes in. So what I recommend is that you optimize for leads. Okay, this tells Google we want people to fill out our form. We want people to call, all of these other things kind of, have their uses. Sales is for like e-commerce stores, so like Amazon stores or clothing stores. Awareness is for like political campaigns and political ads. Website traffic is for like brand new businesses who want lots of people coming to it. But for leads, that's what we want. Okay. We want people to take action whenever they come to our site. So we're just going to skip all this here. Exit guide, exit guide. And so we're going to, so it should say, let's see, so it should prompt you here to set, it should say something like, choose your campaign objective, and then you're going to click submit lead form. Okay, submit lead form. I already went through and did a couple of this, so it's giving me this already. But you'll see a few different options, and you want to click submit lead form because that's what we have on our website. So we're going to continue. And so now this is the different campaign types, and these are the different advertisement types that we talked about. All right, so we had search campaigns like we talked about now, and display campaigns that we talked about. Now there's a few different ones, like these two are video campaigns. if you didn't know, YouTube ads, whenever you go to YouTube and you get an ad on there, those are actually now Google ads. And so you can create those video ads here. And then performance max and shopping, these are things that we don't have to worry about. So really the only two that we talked about was search campaigns and display, but we're going to click on search campaigns. And so here is where we talk about what we want our goal to be. So select the ways you'd like to reach your goal. So we want lead form submissions and campaign name. We're just going to leave it at that. You can name it whatever you want, but we're just going to leave it at that. So we're going to continue. All right. So we are going to pause right here. We're going to pause right here and we're going to go back and we're going to talk about keywords, all right? Because we're gonna have to type in our keywords here, but we have to go do research. We have to look up the keywords that we want to use. So we're going to pause this and we're going to go back. We're going to save that draft. We should have started off this way, but you get to it somehow. So back on the dashboard. We're back on the dashboard here. On the left-hand side, we're going to go to Tools. We're going to go at the top to Planning. Going to go to Keyword Planner. We're going to click on that. And so the Keyword Planner is where we are going to do just that. We're going to plan out the keywords that we are going to be using. And so you get two different options here. We're going to type in Discover New Keywords. We're going to click on that. And this is where it gets personal, okay, where you type in the information that you want. So first off, before we get started typing in any keywords here or any keyword ideas, you're going to search your location. So you click on that button down there, right under this bar where it says United States. You're going to click on that. Then you're going to remove the United States because we don't want our ad to show all over the United States. And we're going to type in your local area. So I'm just going to do Atlanta because that's where I'm at or I'm around there. And you can get as specific as you want. You can type in little areas like Tucker, Georgia, and you can get very specific as well. And if you accidentally type one in or you don't want it, you just click the X there. And so what this will do is it will show you the keyword, the keyword data for that area. Okay, because what someone searches for in California is going to be way different than what someone searches for here. And so so we're going to click save. And so now the results will only be for those areas. So just to keep things simple, I'm going to do, and then click enter and it will just pop up and it will save it. Bathroom remodeling, home remodeling, and remodeling contractor near me. So, I'm just keeping this simple for the sake of this demonstration, but you want to put as many ideas as you can. So if you do sunrooms, construction, any other services that you do, any service, make sure you put that in. Okay. And, sometimes I wouldn't recommend this here. You can put in your website and Google will create keywords based on your website. I don't recommend that, because sometimes they make weird keywords, but so just stick to this, make sure the targeting's right, and then we're going to click on get results. So then Google will work and it will come up with a list here. You can see a list of keywords. All right. And so, but how do we filter these? Do we just map them all? Because there's 2,500 keywords here. So what do we do? Well, so if you click here for the average monthly searches, you click here and it will start to pull up in order of most searched. Okay. So these keywords here are the most searched in that area. All right. And so in the areas that we provided, which was Atlanta and Tucker. So what do we do now? So we take a look at these, jacuzzi bath remodel. I don't do that, so we're going to leave that one off. Shower remodel, blah, blah, blah. And you just go through here and scroll down. Eventually you'll see where it kind of starts to get redundant. And so, but for now, what you're going to do is you're just going to click the ones that you like. So I don't like jacuzzi bathtub. I don't like that term. And so we're going to skip that one and you can just, just click as many as you want. Cost, that one's can be iffy. Remodeling contractors. And so you're going to go through here and see which ones you like. All right. So now before we do anything here, before we do anything new, we are going to click on this section where it says phrase match. Sometimes it will say broad match. And this is where you make your selection of the keywords to match what people are searching. So if you select broad match, that means anytime either word, so kitchen remodeling, it's a broad match. So someone might be looking for, you know, kitchen remodeling 17, something that's totally not what you're looking for, but your business will still show up and it will still, show your ad for that. That's not what we want, right? We want people to be looking for a kitchen remodeling contractor. And so, what I recommend is phrase match. Phrase match is in the middle. Exact match means it will only show your ad will only show to those people who are looking for that exact keyword. So for kitchen remodeling, for example, someone would have to just type in kitchen remodeling for your ad to show up, or bathroom remodeling for your ad to show up. Now, phrase match would be kitchen remodeling near me, kitchen remodeling Atlanta, kitchen remodel. And so phrase match is a pretty so we have phrase match, we have our words selected. Choose more than 12, but I would say about 50 to 100 is a good number. So then we're going to copy them. And then just to be safe, we're going to create just a blank spreadsheet. We're just going to add them just in case if we accidentally lose them. So now that we have our keywords, we're going to go back to the overview, go to campaigns overview, and we're going to resume draft. Okay. So don't click this. So we are back. We're back in our campaign. So don't click on this for bidding. Just leave that blank. We don't want to maximize bidding here. All right. So now is where we get started with the nuance. And so most of this is already pretty good, you know. So, just kind of just go through this. You don't have to worry about this. Don't worry about audience segments. That's for retargeting. We don't want to do that. So we're just going to click next. And now here's where we put in our keywords. Now it's going to say, use AI to generate. We're just going to skip this because we already have our keywords. And so we're going to, where it says enter keywords, we're going to paste them. And so we paste our keywords that we're going to use for this campaign here. All right. And so these are the keywords and we are good to go. So now is where we get to the creation of the ad itself. And so keep in mind, this is a listing on Google among other listings, right? So people are going to be seeing other listings. And so you need to make sure that you stand out. You need to make sure that your ad is good and stands out and is right to the point. So you're going to click on, so for final URL, this is the landing page. This is where the ad is going. So, for me, I'm just going to use my website just to put something in here. remodelreachmarketing.com. Make sure it's secure. So use https:// and so and then put your landing page. If it's a contact us page, put that page. If it's a your home page, put that. And so display path, this is for if it's a contact page, you can just skip that, leave it blank. All right. And so now we've got headlines and descriptions. So if we go back here, if we come back to these ads, these example ads here, the headline is going to be what is in blue, and the description is going to be the white lettering underneath. Okay. And so then these here are going to be these blue links here. This is something else. But for our sakes here, the blue words on the top, that's the headline, and then the white lettering is the description. So just to put that in perspective of what that looks like. So for our remodeling, our kitchen display ads, we want to, or search ads rather, let's say uh we're doing general ads. We want to advertise all of our services. So we're going to be doing, and let's say our services are kitchens, bathrooms, home additions. So we're going to be typing in all of them, kitchen remodeling. And keep in mind here, you only have 30 characters. And so 30 letters plus spaces. So you got to keep it brief. Kitchen remodeling contractor, bathroom remodeling. I don't think I can do contractor, so I'm going to do remodeler. And you do want to make these as long as you can, up to 30 characters. So if we're in Atlanta, I'm going to type in Atlanta, and so that way I can, separate myself a little bit. I'm going to type in best kitchen remodeler and home edition door. Okay. And so get specific or get creative. Okay. Get creative, fill it out. You can put as many I think you can put up to 25 headlines, I believe. They change it all the time. And so put as many headlines as you can. Fill it with all of your services that you are advertising. Now, if you're just going for bathrooms, if you're just going for kitchens, then fill your headlines with just kitchens. Fill your headlines with just bathrooms. And so, but we're not going to do that because, we want to save time here. And so then for the descriptions, this is where you can get a little more detailed. So you have 90 characters instead. And so Google does give you some ideas. I tend to like to say, make it like a, you know, I like to make my descriptions something that encourages people to keep reading. So listing off like best kitchen remodeler, best bathroom remodeler, that's for the headlines. But here you want to say something like, high quality luxury remodeling in Atlanta. And then we can go on to the next one because each one of these is going to come up as a continuation. It's not going to be listed, so it's going to be like one long paragraph. And so create your vision with Burnett's remodeling. Create your vision with Burnett's remodeling and dream big. That's terrible, but you get the idea. And then you want to sum it up by saying, with something that separates you. So, 5-time Cody Award winning designers. Something like that. You can get creative here. You have 90 characters to play with here, but this is a good example of, what your headlines need to be. Your headlines need to match what people are searching, and your description needs to convince them to click on you. Okay, so that's a good way to look at it. And so here you can see this tool up here will kind of help you to showcase, how is your ad doing? So it's telling us that we need to add more headlines. Obviously, we need to include keywords. And so it's going to give us ideas here. If you click on more ideas for some more headlines, using the keywords that we created. And this is pretty much it. Okay, this is pretty much it. So now site links, you don't have to do this. It gets a little too complicated. We don't want to get things too complicated. And so we're just gonna click done. And so now is where we set our budget. Okay. And so our ad is terrible. Okay. Our ad is terrible. It had a very low score, as you can see. So Google is going to recommend that we have a higher budget. And so the way that Google's budgeting works for Google Ads is it doesn't just take into effect the budget. Okay. So the business that's paying, $100 a day, they might not necessarily they might not necessarily be the ones whose ad gets shown all the time. Because if they have a terrible ad and no one's clicking on it, Google wants their searchers to be clicking on their ads. So they're going to be showing the ads that perform the best. And so that's why you need to have a good ad with a solid budget. And so this is where we can play around with it. They give you some suggestions, but at the end of the day, you can set your custom budget. They're going to try really hard to get you to pay as much as they want, but you can put it at 25 or at 50 or whatever you want it to be. Okay. And so for this, we're just going to say 25. So we're going to click next, and then we're going to review it. Going to review the ad. It's going to process it and it's going to check. And then you're going to click publish campaign. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to do that. Have ads running. I don't own a remodeling company, but you're going to click publish and it will launch the campaign. Okay. And so that is it. I know that was kind of a lot. I tend to talk a lot, but you really just follow the prompts. Okay. Google is very good, thankfully, because this is how they make money. They make money by people advertising. And, they want to make it as simple as possible for people to advertise. But this is it. You're going to publish it. And now this is when the work begins. Okay. So it's easy to set up an ad campaign, but the ongoing maintenance is what separates good ads from ads that don't perform well and that run off. Okay. Or that fall off, I should say. So, what do you need to do now? So, coming back here to our presentation, we're almost done here. I appreciate you guys for sticking with me. I know this is a lot. So, what do you need to do for ongoing maintenance? One of the most important things that you can do on a daily basis is come into your ad campaign and look for something called negative keywords. Just like how you have a keyword list, you're telling Google, I want to show up for this word. I want to show up for that word. Negative keywords is telling Google, I don't want to show up for that word. I don't want to show up for that word. And so some examples of these are words like cheap, words like fast, 1 week, different locations than you. So what this might look like is if someone says cheap kitchen remodeling and your business is not cheap, so you don't want them. So cheap needs to be in your negative keyword list. Okay. Needs to be in your negative keyword list. And this is something that every single day you're going to have to build up your negative keyword list because Google is they're trying to show your ad to as many people as possible. And so when they do that, they're showing it to as many people as possible to gather data. And so when they do that, they're going to show it to someone who types in, 1 week bathroom remodel or fast bathroom remodeling or bathroom remodeling maybe in a different location. And so you're going to have to tell Google, hey, do not show my ad to those people again. Okay. And so how do you do that? Well, so whenever you come into your campaign, when you go into your dashboard, rather, no, I'm not going to publish. I almost did that. That would have been bad. So whenever you come into your overview here, you will have a little box. It's not coming up right now, but you will have a box that says search terms, and it's going to show all of the different keywords that your ad has been shown for. So it's going to have all kinds of words, and you're going to go through and you're going to scroll through and look for the different keywords like fast, like, quick, speedy, cheap, budgeted, whatever the keyword might be that doesn't reflect your business. You're going to click on it, and then it's just going to come up and say add to negative keyword list, and you click on that button, and that's it. And so it's just a couple of clicks, but you need to do that every single day. And I'm sorry that I don't have that here. I don't have anything ready to go because your ad has to be running for this list to show up. And so it's just going to be a little box here that says keyword or search terms, and you click on the word and just say add to negative keyword list. All right. So that is negative keywords. So the next thing you need to do is edit your budget as it's needed. Again, don't do anything drastic. Just wait for Google's feedback. Wait for the people who are submitting, forms and taking the action. If you need more, if it needs a little bit of a boost, your ad might not be performing as well. Add $5 a day or so, add $2 a day, do it gradually, but do it consistently. Don't do anything crazy. Don't go from $50 to, $10 a day or anything like that. And so another thing is setting up conversion tracking. Since we are tracking, or since we are trying to get people to submit lead forms, you're going to have to start tracking uh, form submissions. We're not going to go into that today because it's a very long process, and it honestly is a headache. But I've provided you guys with a YouTube video here on how to do that. And if you want your ads to perform well, you need to be tracking conversions because they see how far people go in your ads. And if they can't even see when people are submitting the form, if they can't see that, then they're not tracking that data and they're not, learning from that. Okay. So you need to do that. And so there's a video here for you guys to do that. And the last thing is be patient. Okay, be patient. Google Ads take time. All right. It is an investment. Okay, it is an investment. But at the end of the day, you're going to, you're going to be much better off doing everything correctly, having a good sustainable budget instead of, dropping $1,000 for the month and then saying, well, we tried that and it didn't work. And then you just lost that $1,000 with nothing to show for it. Just be patient, update your negative keyword list, and you'll be fine. Your ads will do